Hello everybody and welcome back to another vlogmas. I made a video at the beginning of this year and I feel like I'm two different people when I watched back that video versus now. Also, I just feel like I'm gonna film without the blue light glasses. I also messed with some settings on the computer, on the camera, so hopefully it's not too overexposed in the background. Obviously it's very like bright outside and I can't do anything about that, but I wanted to have, you know, some sort of Christmassy background with the stockings and the blanket. I made a video at the beginning of this year talking about like habits I wanted to continue / create. And so I actually knew when I made that video at the end of the year, I wanted to do a video kind of checking up to see how I did on those habits / what my new habits / like resolutions or goals for the 2026 is gonna be. So I went through, watched the video, and I took some notes. So we're gonna go through the notes that I made and we're gonna kind of see what I did and didn't accomplish from last year. I'm just gonna say there's a lot of things that I did and didn't accomplish, and a lot of the things that I didn't accomplish, I was kind of disappointed in myself, but I'm just reminding myself that it's okay and every day is a new chance to continue that habit. First things first, on the list of things that I wanted to continue / do better about in 2025 was a workout split and sticking to it. And I will say I did a really good job coming up with a workout split and like sticking to it for the first half of the year. And then the second half of the year, I was noticing a lot of like fatigue and burnout with my exercises. So I did end up like switching to a different like workout structure / split, and I'm really liking it. I did do a decent job with sticking to that and I felt like a very good job of keeping that habit up. And then the second thing was relearning how to crochet, because last year for Christmas I got a crochet kit, and if you've watched any of my vlogs like this year and you've like kept up with it, I did end up relearning how to crochet and I've crocheted some projects since then. So I would call that one a success as well. And then I did growing my platform and getting more consistent, and I will say I am very proud of myself. Went into 2025 not really sure what kind of content I wanted to start making. I've learned a lot, okay? I think this year I started streaming for the first time. I felt like that helped my platform grow a little bit. I'm not huge by any means, but little by little, surely, video after video, I am gaining subscribers, and I'm really happy for the community that I'm building and every single one of you guys who subscribe to me and watch my videos. But I did get better about it. The only thing that I did struggle with, January to August, I had been working in the same job for 5+ years, and I did end up quitting in August. There were a lot of reasons that led me to quit. Overall, Macaulay and I had a conversation about it, and I was gonna get another job. He so kindly said, you know what, we can do fine if you want to focus on social media and like staying at home and do this now. I do YouTube, I'm trying to do content creation, working on learning to do short form and all of that stuff. So anyways, I will say I feel like I checked that off. The platform did grow, I feel like quite a bit. I hit over 100 subscribers this year, and so I'm really proud of myself. I've definitely learned what I do and don't like filming, and I feel like I've learned a lot of techniques with my camera and with lighting and like my editing style. I just feel like this year I definitely learned a lot about what I want my content to look like, and so I feel like that one was a success. Next thing was scrapbooking and journaling. This is one I didn't even accomplish this one this year. Ugh, I'm so disappointed in myself because I wanted to scrapbook, and that's going into next year. I'm carrying that goal. That one was a fail because I didn't do that at all. Another thing on my list was getting ready for the day, and this was like a big thing. Like I wanted to focus on getting ready in the mornings, or like putting on my outfit for the day, doing my makeup, brushing my hair, whether that was styling my hair, whatever I wanted to do. And I felt like I did a decent job of that, but honestly, something that I feel like I learned about myself. I used to be very like makeup oriented. I wouldn't leave the house unless I had done my makeup for the day. This goal I would say is accomplished, but also another part of me, I've done a lot of going out in public and just doing stuff without makeup and like filming with my camera. I'm not wearing any makeup right now. It's made me more comfortable in my own skin, if that makes sense. Then I have hair care and styling my hair. I feel like this is accomplished. I did that. My hair has grown so much this year. It is in a healthy, well, obviously it needs to be brushed, but it's in a healthy state, and I feel like I've gotten better about styling my hair and doing fun hairstyles with it. When I want to, for the most part, I leave my hair down or in a braid. I have like found some really fun and cute hairstyles that I like to do with my hair. Meal prepping. This one, I was not good about this goal when I first set it. I think for like the first 5 months of the year, I was terrible when it came to meal prepping. We would buy groceries and like we would make meals, and then I'd always find myself going, oh crud, I didn't like meal prep anything. I didn't cook meat, veggies. I didn't have stuff in the fridge that was like done. And I was thinking like, what in the world? Like, why am I not doing a good job at this? So I did end up prioritizing it more, and I have gotten better and like found meals that we like to do or meals that we like to have prep. So I would consider this a win. I did get way better at meal prepping, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning like what we like, what we don't like. And the next one was vitamins, like taking my vitamins consistently. And I did do that. I took all of my vitamins until they run out. And then now I'm going through a multivitamin powder that I got given by my sister-in-law. She had a bunch of packets of like multivitamins. Get better at doing nails. I'm so impressed with myself this year. And I've gotten to a point where I do a bunch of other people's nails. And so I feel like that one was a huge win for me. And I'm really proud of myself for how far I've come in like doing nail design and getting better at nail art. Okay, last and final one was consistently reading my Bible. This is the one that I feel like I'm beating myself up the most about. I have not been good at this like whatsoever, but this year I have finally figured out like a morning routine that I really like, to where I can set my schedule up to be doing a Bible in 1 year plan. And so I plan on finally, for the first time in probably 2 years, actually completing that. I have read the Bible in 1 year multiple times. I've done it multiple times. I'm trying to find like a plan that I really like, or people on the Bible app that I really like. So I'm gonna try it again. The next section is us moving on to new habits. And then I'm also going to create a vision board like I did last year. Last year in the video, I showed me kind of going through Pinterest and like picking out pictures and creating a vision board. And I'm gonna do that again this time. I think this time I'm gonna do the wallpaper on my iPad, because I don't use my MacBook as much since I've gotten this iPad. But yeah, we're also gonna do that after we go through these new habits. So first we're gonna kind of go into, the first category is gonna kind of be like wellness. So for my number one habit was, I'm wanting to do working out based on my cycle. And if you don't know what this means, as a woman, we go through 4 different cycles. And I've noticed a lot with weightlifting. I mean, it's not TMI, but if you don't really care about this part, you can skip to the next section. I've noticed a lot of like my energy levels when I'm lifting are very up and down, and it feels like working out is becoming a chore and I'm hating it. And I don't want it to feel like that. I want health and wellness to be something that I truly enjoy. Have done a lot of research, and I've seen women who work out based on their cycle. So basically, certain times of your month you have more energy, and then like when you're menstruating you have no energy and you're exhausted and you're not supposed to be doing high impact workouts. So that's just something personal that I'm wanting to do, because I've seen it's very good like on your stress levels and like your cortisol and all this and that. I'm really into health and wellness right now, and I've been doing a lot of research on like women's cycle and lifting and your sleep and all of that. So that is something that I'm going to be working on this year. This is obviously just, I'm just wanting to keep up with the same thing I did last year, but meal prepping and vitamins, I'm just going to keep moving that habit onto this year and keeping up with it and tweaking it and getting better at it. Oh, this kind of goes along with meal prepping. Whole foods. I personally have wanted to start like a whole foods diet. I've noticed I've had a lot of gut sensitivity issues and just feeling very inflamed in my stomach and not feeling good after I'm eating, or so I'm gonna do better about, me personally, the type of food diet that I'm on. I don't want to call it a diet, because it's not a diet. It's more of just like the kind of food that I'm consuming. I feel like Macaulay's not as like sensitive to certain stuff when it comes to food as I am. He probably would benefit from it, but he likes the food he likes. Me, I've noticed I'm having a lot of issues when it comes to like wheat/gluten and dairy. I'm having a lot of sensitivity when it comes to those areas, and so I think I'm gonna start to try to eat in like a whole food realm, eating whole foods. I'm just gonna see how my stomach does with that this year, because I'm tired of feeling like icky all the time when I'm eating. It's been going a lot better. I have been actually starting all of these habits November/December, and I am noticing a difference. I feel like my stomach's feeling a lot better. Anyways, that's just like more of a personal nutrition goal, I guess you could say. Water intake. Put my water intake on this year's like goals/habit that I want, because I've noticed I have not been drinking a lot of water, and I've been having lots of headaches recently. And the last week or so, I've been tracking how much water I've been drinking, and doing that actually helps me realize, wow, I'm not drinking a lot of water. The last several days that I've gotten enough water, I have not had any headaches. And I've also noticed it being like sick season, being dehydrated, your immune system being down. So I've been doing a lot of water and like Propel in my water. So I've been on average trying to drink like 70-ish ounces a day. That probably sounds like a lot for some people. And it's so funny because I drink a ton of water, and then I think it's making like Macaulay and I realize how much water he doesn't drink. This one is sourdough. I really want to learn how to make sourdough this year. Macaulay hates sourdough. I love sourdough. If you don't know who Macaulay is my husband. I know I've said his name a lot, but if you're new to my videos, Macaulay is my husband. There's a lot of people who make it around here and they sell it, but I'm like, I could learn how to make sourdough. I actually used to make sourdough 2-ish years ago. I haven't done it since. So I've kind of lost all of my knowledge on what I'm supposed to do, like feeding my starter and all of that. So I'm going to try to get into that this year and maybe, who knows, making sourdough. Last thing in like health and wellness is sleep hygiene. This one is like something that I've kind of decided recently that I wanted to do in 2026. This year I bought an Ultra Human ring and it tracks like my cycle, my sleep, my stress, my obviously my activity, my heart rate. It tells me like my brain function, like how well I slept, my deep sleep, my REM, how many times I tossed and turned, my sleep quality, my restfulness, how well my body did waking up. And so it's done a lot, and it's also told me when I'm getting sick. It also tracks my caffeine window based on how early I woke up or how well I slept. So I have loved having my Ultra Human ring. Going along with that, it gives you a sleep score, and I've noticed like my sleep score has been garbage. Like, I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. It's been terrible. A good sleep score is like 80 to 100. My sleep score has been from 50 to 70. A lot of it I've noticed is a lot of stuff can impact that. So I think for me, it's like obviously not having caffeine late is like a number one thing that people do. A lot of people will drink like magnesium drinks or take magnesium before bed because it helps you fall asleep, or wearing an eye mask, or that's a number one thing. I think I'm gonna try to do like wearing an eye mask as number one, because Macaulay likes to fall asleep with the TV on and I don't. I notice a big difference when the TV is on and I'm like watching it before bed, and I just feel like it takes me a long time to fall asleep. Okay, now we're kind of moving on to personal, I want to call them like silly habits that I want, or things resolutions I want to incorporate in 2026. So the number one thing is short nails. This might surprise some of you who know me. I am actually sick and tired of having long nails. I think I was weightlifting today and one of my nails completely ripped off. And this is a new set, but like changing out like a 45-pound weight plate just isn't good. All the editing that I've been doing, it's so hard to type and stuff with my nails. So I think this entire next year, I am gonna try to have shorter nails. Finding a better makeup routine. This one, like I said, these are all like personal kind of silly goals. I just feel like I haven't been loving my makeup routine, and I'm kind of someone who, I used to be really, really into watching like makeup tutorial videos, like really big back in like 2016 when makeup artist was a big deal on YouTube. I want to be more knowledgeable on what works with my skin and my skin tone. I feel like I find something and I just stick to it, and I have not been liking my makeup recently, or like the way it sits, or I just don't like the way it feels on my skin, and so I want to find a better makeup routine. This one is reading Throne of Glass. I read all of the ACOTAR series and I decided to save reading Throne of Glass and Crescent City for 2026, but 2026 is going to be my fantasy/thriller era. I love reading like psychological thrillers. Find myself picking up a romance, especially if I'm in a reading slump. I just feel like it's easier for me to just grab a romance. That doesn't mean I'm not going to read any romance, but I just feel like it's time for me to broaden my horizons to some books that are really popular, because they're popular for a reason. A reading journal. I really want to do a reading journal where I log like all of the books I read in 2026, maybe the books I read that month, or my 5 stars, or I don't know. I've been watching a lot of booktubers that I really love. You can do all kinds of stuff with your reading journal. So, oh, and then last but not least, in like the personal/reading stuff, audiobooks. I used to be really into audiobooks, and I don't know why, but somewhere along the way, I kind of just stopped planning on setting my reading goal higher than I did this year. I just feel like I would benefit from audiobooks. I love reading. I love multitasking. And so I'm like, why would I not do audiobooks while I'm walking or working out or cleaning the house mainly? And so I just feel like it'd be a really easy way to multitask and being able to reach my reading goal faster. That's all I have on like this year's new habits and goals. I did create a Pinterest board of some of the pictures. I gotta go find a couple more of these pictures for my goals. So I'm gonna let the camera battery charge because I was filming another video that's going up right before this one. So I'm gonna let it charge while I find all of these pictures, and then I will time lapse me creating the wallpaper, and I will show you guys the finished product. Okay, I'm finished with my vision board. There were 2 more things that I added to the wallpaper that I didn't talk about in the goals and things because I forgot to put it in my notes app. But one more thing, like going along with YouTube and growing my platform, my goal this year is to try by the end of next year, end of 2026, to have at least 500 subs. It seems like a lot, but that's like my next like milestone I want to try to hit, is have at least 500 subs is like my goal. And then I also want to work on making short form content. I don't know if I'm going to make any short form content the rest of the December just because I am working on vlogmas stuff, and so I've been like planning videos, filming, editing, coming up with all of this stuff, and so I haven't streamed at all like the last couple months, just like planning, filming. We've had a lot going on with like Nova needing to take her to the vet, Macaulay finishing his first semester of medic school and figuring out what he wants to do and all of that. So there's just been a lot going on. Those are my goals. I do want to try to make more short form content for YouTube shorts and everything, but it may kick back up in January because I'll be moving back to doing like once a week uploads or 2 times a week uploads. It just won't be as much to do as Vlogmas is right now. So I just wanted to throw that in there, that those are also one of my goals. But I am officially done with this video and I'm super excited for all of this stuff that I have planned for the next like year and all of these upcoming months. And I'm going to be planning content after I'm done with the Vlogmas videos. And so it's been really exciting and I've been really enjoying like this whole Vlogmas season. I never thought I would like get to do this, but I've been really enjoying it. I am going to go ahead and close out this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Vlogmas. Bye!